morning and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, highway fatality numbers are declining. We'll hear from the Tullahoma City Attorney about membership changes to the Coffee County Building Authority, and we'll talk to the cast members of the play Singing in the Rain, which opens next week in Manchester. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
I'm Mike Winton, your candidate for state representative. I'm not a politician. I'm your neighbor. I grew up on a farm in Pelham. I don't have lofty goals for some type of title. I just see ways that I can help. Tell me how we can work together to make our community better. I'm not concerned whether we're red or blue. I want us to be red, white, and blue. Vote Mike Winton, state representative, on November the 6th. I'm just one of us for all of us.
Paid for by the candidate.
It's football time in Tennessee, and nobody tackles the competition like the Russell Barnett Automotive family. With 6 locations to serve you, certified collision center, over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from at russellbarnett.com, hometown auto rental, limited lifetime powertrain warranty on certain units, certified pre-owned units. Too many reasons to mention why. Keep asking the question, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 2017 highway fatality numbers are down following 2 consecutive years of large increases. In addition, preliminary estimates for the first 6 months of 2018 appear to show that this downward trend continues throughout the year. In 2017, 37,133 people died in motor vehicle crashes, and that's a decrease of almost 2% from 2016.
Notable changes in the Department of Transportation's report include pedestrian fatalities declined about 2%, the first decline since 2013. For the second year in a row, more fatalities occurred in urban areas than rural areas. Combination trucks involved in fatal crashes increased 5.8%. Vehicle miles traveled increased by 1.2% from 2016 to 2017. And the fatality rate per 100 million vehicle miles traveled decreased by 2.5% from 1.9 in 2016 to 1.16 in 2017.
Tullahoma's Director of City Schools is retiring at the end of the month. Tom Corrington spoke with Dr. Dan Lawson recently, and tonight we bring you our final segment of that interview.
We're going to run out of time in a minute, and I think in addition to history, we ought to look a little bit about into the future. Tell us about your new position.
Lee University is a small private liberal arts university in Cleveland, Tennessee. They enroll between 5,000 and 6,000 students, and I don't know, several hundred of those students are graduate students majoring in education. So my responsibility at Lee University will be to serve as a professor of education and to work with the development of future educational leaders. So those who aspire to be principals, those who aspire to be master teachers, my responsibility will be to teach them and to advise and guide them in their future. So I'm leaving a little bit of this component of K-12 education, but hopefully I'm stocking the shelves for future K-12 educators who can do a great job and come back.
We've been talking today, folks, with Dr. Dan Lawson, who is winding up 22 years as Director of Schools in Tullahoma, and he will be sorely missed, no doubt. And as our custom over the years, we've given our guests a chance to speak directly to you, and so I think Dr. Lawson deserves to have the last word. So Dan will give it to us.
Well, thank you, Tom. I've enjoyed a wonderful career in Tullahoma. I've enjoyed meeting great people, and Our success here has never been a product of the person who sits in my chair. Instead, it's been a product of dedicated professionals who are committed to providing educational opportunities that make a difference in the lives of children. It's a product of parents and community members who willingly invest to provide something better. And it's a product of kids who stick their nose to the grindstone to create a better future for themselves. I've just been blessed with the ability to orchestrate these actions and to answer the phone when there's a complaint. But it's absolutely been a wonderful ride, and meeting folks like you has only made that ride better. So I truly appreciate the opportunity to serve, and thank you very much.
Well, that's a nice thought. Okay, well, as I say, Dr. Lawson is going to be missed. There's no question about that.
Stay with us. More News Leader on 6 is coming up after these messages.
Have you heard the news? Russell Barnett Automotive Family has launched its new website, russellbarnett.com. Very user-friendly. Over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, online credit applications, hometown auto rental, customer testimonials, trade appraisals, certified collision center, service department scheduling. Too many reasons to mention why I keep asking the question, why buy anywhere else?
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. Tullahoma City Attorney Steve Worsham briefed the Board of Mayor and Aldermen at last week's board meeting on the legal aspects of recent action of the Coffee County Public Building Authority, which changed the number of Tullahoma representatives on the authority.
Forward to you last week, Mr. Greg Sandlin, who's a member of the Coffee County Public Building Authority, was here and presented an issue to you all that I looked into. I talked with Gary Cardell, the county mayor, and I think Mayor Curley has also had some conversation with him. And I did some research, and I found that there's some misunderstanding about the Public Building Authority on the part of some people. But in fact, the Public Building Authority was actually created by Coffee County. The city of Manchester was not a co-creator of that authority, so that Manchester really has no right to have any specific number of members on the board of directors. Later on, the Public Building Authority entered into a joint venture with the city of Manchester for the conference center. But that's an investment of the Public Building Authority. It is not making them in any way a co-originator of or co-members of the Public Building Authority itself. So I'm going to read from Tennessee Code Annotated how the board of directors shall be constituted. It's a little bit long, but if you'll bear with me, it says the authority shall have a board of directors in which all corporate powers of the authority shall be vested in, and which shall consist of any number of directors, but no less than 7, all of whom shall be duly qualified electors of the municipality. And the municipality also equates to county in this case. All right. The director shall be appointed by the chief executive officer. That would be the county mayor, subject to confirmation by the governing body of the municipality or the county. So Gary Cordell, the county mayor, has the authority to select and to nominate members of the board of directors of the Public Building Authority. And all he needs to do is receive confirmation from the members of the board of directors, which are 7. So the confusion is that had Manchester and Coffee County joined together in creating the Public Building Authority, then there would have been some division of membership, so that it should be approximately as equal as they could be, depending upon the number of directors that they had. But Manchester was not a co-creator, and therefore, in my opinion, we could enact a resolution, as an example, directed to the county mayor, asking him to give Tullahoma fair representation on the Public Building Authority. Now, he's assured me verbally, and Mayor Curley as well, that he would do that. But until that actually is, I think, sort of solidified in the resolution by the Public Building Authority itself, or in some manner, I think then we would want to ask for them to do that. Because theoretically, to be fair, Tullahoma's representation should be equivalent to our population in the county in relationship to the entire county. not just one or two or something, there's 7 directors, and maybe, and you know, the county members at large can be from outside of Tullahoma and Manchester to make it equal, but this thing about approximately equal, it doesn't really apply at all. It can be, all 7 members can be from any place in the county.
The Tullahoma Animal Shelter held its annual Bark in the Park fundraiser last Saturday at Wagner Park. Bob Payne brings us this video.
Hi, I'm Angie Parrish. I'm a volunteer for Bark in the Park, and I just judged the Mr. and Miss Tullahoma Canine. This is our winner for 2018. Her name is Pig, and it's actually Peppa Pig, isn't it?
It's Pepper Pig.
Pepper Pig, and she did a wonderful job. She's 3.5 years old, and this is her owner,
Christina Mitchell.
And they just did a really nice job, and we are very grateful for them being here today. Okay, we have the winner of Mr. Tullahoma Canine 2018, and his name is Flash. He's a Basset Hound, and he's 11 years old?
Yes,
is that right?
11, yeah.
Okay. This is his owner,
Katie Heinrich.
and they're from Tullahoma. And you told me that he's a cancer survivor, right?
He is, yes. He had cancer in his chest and in his feet and in his groin, and you know, he still has it. He's living with cancer. It's very slow growing now, but he survived it so far. So
he did a great job. Both of you did a great job today, and thank you for bringing it.
About a mile just south of the gate. And run, I just drop him off and wait. And the woman sang, come on somebody, why don't you run over the kitchen? Get my lantern, get now. And the woman sang, come on somebody, why don't you run over the kitchen?
Yeah, we also have a selfie booth for you and the dogs down there that y'all can get in and take selfies.
She's not very well behaved. She's a little too excited.
Very well behaved.
More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Rush Bricken understands the importance of education.
Rush Bricken knows agriculture and farming is vital to Tennessee.
Rush Bricken believes in a good education and creating job skills.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I'll represent your conservative values in Nashville.
40 years in business.
I'm picking Bricken.
20 years on the county commission.
We're picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
Welcome back. John Gray recently did a follow-up interview with the executive director of the Manchester Coffee County Convention Center. In this segment, Rebecca French talks about the additional ways to fund the center.
Rebecca, I know you've been working with your board, your new board at the PBA. Is there a way to fix this?
And there is a solution that would take the funding that is currently funded through the city and county and make it 100% paid for without local taxpayer money funding that facility. There is a solution.
Well, how does that happen with other conference centers. What you're talking about here is doing what everybody else does, right?
Right, yes.
And what is that? How does that happen?
So 33 municipalities in 19 counties in Tennessee currently overlap taxes for hospitality and hotel, motel lodging. So what we have seen in all the other best practices is that transient dollars, people coming into your community and keeping their head in your bed, pay for your local facilities, whether it's an amphitheater, a conference center, a rec center, sports arena, any of that. Those facilities are being funded by hotel, motel tax dollars.
By travelers.
By travelers, yeah. So we have the ability to do that in Coffee County. It would take special legislation, and if it was added to the entirety of Coffee County taxpayers would no longer feel the burden of the discretionary funds that are used for the conference center, and that would free up the funds to be used in our community for things that, this election cycle, the taxpayers said, we want to spend the money on our police force, on our schools, on our different projects in the community, and the PBA and I were listening, and we've tried to find a solution, and this is the solution, and everyone else is doing it this way, and it's working. So
okay, so what you're telling me, if the county goes along, the county board goes along with this legislation, which other people do,
right,
the almost $380,000 that are chipped in to make the conference center break even monetarily, although it provides stimulus in other ways other than cash,
right,
that's going to be $380,000 freed up to be used any way the board wants to use it.
Right.
Get the police department from 85% to 100% of their budget. Get roads built. Get paving done. Paving in the county, gets all of that stuff gets sliced.
Yeah.
You're giving away. You are showing a way to add almost $400,000 back into that budget at no expense to the citizens, because people traveling through town will pay an extra tax on their hotel motel stay that will fund the center. Now, what are the numbers on that as far as like Murfreesboro does it? What's that tax on a hotel room in Murfreesboro?
So it's
what's the percent?
17.25%.
So it's 17.25% in Murfreesboro. Chattanooga?
Chattanooga, same. And
Nashville?
Same, except for their, like Franklin, Brentwood, they have the 17%. Your non-tourist locations have a lower percentage, but all of the ones that have the amenities that we have are supported by that overlapping lodging tax in those areas.
Okay, so when we add this tax you're talking about to ours, what is our percentage?
Well, ours is 14.25 right now. And so if we went up to 17.25%, that would cover the entire operations, maintenance, depreciation, aesthetic cleansing of the building, because we have things that need to be brought into the landscaping,
lawn mowing,
new ceiling tiles. Those things, and there would still be a surplus of money left over. There would still be money for discretionary spending in tourism-related areas for our community if we enacted this hospitality tax for the county.
Like murals.
Murals, our art centers. Those things that they do.
Or potholes.
Yeah, infrastructure.
Or another policeman.
Yeah. Well, now, tourism money is earmarked to be used for tourism expenditures.
I know that, but I'm saying the money that you don't spend in tax dollars is not marked for anything except what the county wants to spend it on.
Exactly. Or they could pay down their debt service. We hear about the debt service. Whatever they wanted to do. But, I think every taxpayer in Coffee County this year, even if they were for or against the conference center, communicated to me that they had a valid concern about the discretionary spending. And I myself can agree. I'm a taxpayer in Coffee County. I pay city and county taxes, and I would like to see some of those funds changed also, but not at the expense of not maintaining our building, because we do have an asset here.
Oh, yes.
And so if we correctly put the money for that building on the backs of transient dollars, then we can do we can do all of that and make everybody happy and make our community better without having to pay for it.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Have you ever been involved in one of these? And you need one of these? Then look no further than the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center. With a state-of-the-art facility, aluminum capabilities, lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett Auto Rental, claims assistance from start to finish. We're here to serve you. So stop by and let us show you why we are #1, the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gotta be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. The production of Singing in the Rain opens next week at Manchester Arts Center. Peggy Burton spoke with 2 of the cast members.
I am just on this set with 2 former vocal students from doing a show in Manchester, and I'm so excited to have them here today. Amanda Wright, Caitlin Burnett Rogers, and a mom.
Yes.
It looks good on you.
Thank you.
And you 2 are both starring in Singing in the Rain.
Yes.
And I was about to say, go ahead and do this little number. You want to do it now? Can you do it now?
Yes, of course.
Doesn't matter how long it is.
I mean, you can't say no when Peggy Burton is your both
Yes,
of our
that's
former
exactly
music
right.
teachers.
Doodle doo doo doodle doodle doo doodle 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 doo doo doodle doodle doo doodle 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 doo doo doodle doodle doo doodle 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 doo doo doodle doodle doo doo. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling! I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love.
We have to stop there because we want to talk about the show and we want to talk about how to get tickets and all that. So when do you open?
Important information. It's really easy to remember. It's the very last weekend in October and the very first weekend in November.
And that
So
would
the
be
26th, 27th, and 28th of October, and the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of November.
And these are 7 o'clock performances except for Sunday.
7:30 performances
7:30, okay.
and 2 o'clock on Sundays.
2 o'clock on
Yes.
Sunday. And who are you in the play?
Well, I'm lucky enough to be Kathy Selden. So she plays opposite of Don, the leading man. And
You
she's
love that,
actually,
don't you?
of course I do. Of course I do. Although I've been telling people I'm so waiting for the day when we decide to jazz it up in Manchester and just do an entire gender swap, and then we can play Don
That
and
would be
Cosmo,
the best. There you go.
right? And they can play Kathy and Lena.
There you go.
And
you?
I play Lena Lamont, who is kind of the antagonist of the show. And she would like to be, I think, where Kathy is. And she's the movie star, but she really doesn't have a lot of talent or the vocal ability or the dance ability. And she also gets the guy. So
she is trying to worm her way in and
Yes.
having a hard time.
Yes.
And if you want to get tickets, the MAC,
you go to millenniumrep.org.
If you guys are listening back there, put this on the screen. There we go. All right.
millenniumrep.org, and you can get tickets. It's $13 for students, seniors, and military, and $15 for the rest of us. And for a special today, Joel Longstreth, who is the managing director, set up a special code for you guys.
Oh, nice.
So if you'll type in all capital letters SRCC, it's a discount code.
SRCC.
Yes, ma'am, and you'll get $2 off of your ticket. But that's a very special
That's a
offer
special
just for you
offer
guys.
and sort of almost a secret.
Yes.
We're all going to love Singing in the Rain, which is coming up the last weekend in October.
October 26th, 27th, 28th, November 2nd through 4th. You can come see Caitlin and I, as well as Landon Spangler and Jared Feeblecorn at the Manchester Arts Center.
And it's going to be a fabulous event, so don't forget to write that number down or go online and get your tickets.
The pet of the week this week at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter is a collie mix named Chloe. She's approximately 8 months old and entered the shelter as a stray. Chloe has had some vaccinations and will receive a free spay with the $35 adoption fee. She's great with other dogs and children. Be sure to check out the shelter on Facebook for information about upcoming events and fundraisers. Remember, you can help support your local shelter by adopting, donating, or volunteering. For more details, contact Teresa at 454-9580. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is located at 942 Maplewood Avenue.
The Coffee County Humane Society's featured pet this week is Charles. Charles is a mixed breed dog looking for a forever home. The shelter also has many other dogs available for adoption at 1210 Oakdale Street in Manchester. Hours of operation at the shelter are 7:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. The shelter's phone number is 723-2730. Donations for animal care can be made to the Coffee County Humane Society, P.O. Box 252, Manchester, Tennessee 37349. Their website is www.coffeehumane.org.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1963 at 84 degrees. The record low was in 1948 at 25 degrees. The average high on this day is 72 and the average low is 46. Partly cloudy weather in the forecast tonight with a low of around 43. 50% chance of rain in the forecast for Friday with a high of 68 and a low of 53. 40% chance of rain in the forecast for Saturday with a high of 63 and a low of 38. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.